If you've been looking for simple, cozy, crispy, ridiculously delicious air fryer recipes, today is the day. But if you don't have an air fryer, don't worry, we've got you covered. We've got oven directions for these recipes as well on our website. So the links for those are below. And even though we're gonna be making 3 recipes today, if you're like, after this, I'm hungry for even more, we just launched a brand new air fryer collection in our Pickup Limes app. You can try 7 days for free. The link for that is below too. And lastly, right now we're running our first ever holiday promo. If you buy a 1-year app gift card, we're gonna throw in an extra one for free. So you're gonna get 2 for the price of 1. Perfect if you wanna give the gift of not having to think about what to make for dinner. So I'm gonna leave a QR code for you right here to scan if you wanna check that out. For now, let's dive in. We're starting with potatoes first because when have potatoes not been the star of the show, right? And these potatoes are gonna disappear fast, I promise. But before we begin, we have to do a little potato 101 because the type and variety of potato that you choose is gonna make a big difference in how crispy these get. I think that was it. For this recipe, starchy potatoes work best. This is something like russet potatoes if you're in North America, or floury potatoes as they're called if you're in Europe. When they boil, they develop this kind of like fluffy, rough exterior, and that's exactly what makes them really crispy and crunchy once they're out of the air fryer. Now, waxy potatoes, like red potatoes, these stay more firm, which is great if you're making something like a potato salad. You want it to keep its shape, but for a recipe like this one, they don't get that rough exterior that then makes them crunchy, so I don't recommend choosing these ones. Now, all-purpose potatoes, something like Yukon Gold, that's medium starch content, somewhere in between starchy and waxy. That'll work too, but for this recipe right now, I'm gonna be using starchy potatoes. Okay, first we're gonna peel our potatoes, and then you can chop them up into roughly 1.5 centimeter chunks. Then we can pop them into a pot of cold water. Now, why cold water? Because if you're using boiling water, the outside of the potatoes are gonna cook way faster than the inside. So it's gonna get kind of soft, even maybe a bit mushy on the outside while the inside is still firm. It's a bit of a mess. But if you start with cold water, then the potatoes are gonna heat up gradually with the water. So the outside and the inside are cooking evenly. At this point, we're gonna add some salt. Don't skip the salt. This is really important in seasoning. It's gonna make its way through the potato. Don't skip the salt. And then we're also gonna add a little bit of baking soda. The baking soda is just like a little hack that roughens up the surface of the potatoes, and that helps to make them extra crispy. And so now we're gonna let this cook at a gentle boil for about 8 minutes. Meanwhile, we're gonna make our seasoned coating. To a small bowl, we're gonna add some vegetable oil, salt, garlic powder, a touch of smoked paprika, and black pepper. Then just whisk it all together. Then we're gonna drain the potatoes, add them to a bowl, pour over the coating, and very gently toss everything to coat. You do wanna be gentle while you're stirring this, but if it does get roughed up a little bit, that's actually okay. It's gonna contribute to the crunchiness later. Now, into the air fryer they go at 200 Celsius or 400 Fahrenheit, first for 10 minutes, then give it a shake, and then another 10 to 15 minutes until they're gloriously golden and crispy. Maybe a bit chaotic.
Yeah, you almost flipped that over yourself.
Hot. Woo! But it's good. You can serve them just like this or with a little bit of vegan mayo, ketchup, or your favorite dipping sauce. Honestly, this could be the recipe of the video, but there are still 2 more. This next recipe is breaded feta stuffed olives. Literally my obsession. I love olives, and I'm sorry, if you don't love olives, I don't think we could ever be friends. Or better yet, maybe try this recipe, it'll convert you, and then we'll be besties for life. Also, they're so crunchy. To a small food processor, we're gonna add some firm tofu, coconut oil, a sprinkle of nutritional yeast, apple cider vinegar, onion powder, smoked paprika, salt, and a touch of agave syrup. Then pop the lid onto it, blend it all together until it's creamy, and then transfer this mixture to a piping bag or a Ziploc bag, snip the corner, and then proceed to pipe the filling into your green olives. This is oddly satisfying to do. Okay, then we set up our dipping station. The first bowl is a dry mix with some flour and garlic powder, mix. Then a wet batter with equal parts flour and soy milk, mix. And lastly, a breading featuring breadcrumbs, panko breadcrumbs, and some raw sesame seeds, mix. Okay, now you could coat these olives one by one, but I find that's pretty time consuming and I'm always looking for shortcuts. So my tip is to just plop a few of these into the flour bowl and then just give it a twirl to coat them. Then you can drop them into the milk mixture and use spoons to cover them and then pick them up one at a time, letting any excess wetness drip off before you transfer it to the breadcrumb bowl. Then you can bury them to coat them in the breading, and then it's like a treasure hunt. Find them to scoop them back up. Okay, now into the air fryer basket they go. Spray them with cooking oil, and then just 12 minutes later, you've got these golden little bites that are perfect for entertaining, as an appetizer, as a snack, during movie night, whatever. They're so good. Oh my God, I could eat this whole thing to myself. And last but certainly not least, dessert. Cinnamon sugar coated donut holes. So grab a large bowl and add to it some flour, sugar, baking powder, and salt, and just mix it all together. Then we're gonna add in some soy yogurt and a tiny splash of soy milk, and then we can stir it all with a spoon before bringing it together gently with our hands. Now you don't wanna knead it, you're just bringing it together and scooping up any bits of flour as you go along. Now once it all comes together, if it feels too wet, you can add a little sprinkle of flour as needed, and then divide it roughly into 8 portions. It doesn't have to be perfect. And roll each of these portions up into a small ball. Now we can pop these into the air fryer basket, spray it with some cooking oil, and cook at 350 Fahrenheit or 180 Celsius for about 10 minutes or until they're golden. Now while that's cooking away, we're gonna melt some vegan butter in the microwave or on the stove, up to you, and then combine some sugar and cinnamon in another bowl. Now once these balls are lightly golden and while they're still warm, we're gonna wanna coat them. First, we're gonna dunk them in the melted butter, fully coating them. Just make sure to let as much of the melted butter drip off as you can before you then transfer it to the cinnamon sugar mixture to roll it around in that. Ah, it smells like a bakery in here. It smells so good. And how fast is that? A dessert that comes together so quickly, it's impossible to eat just one. And there you have it, friends. 3 of my personal favorite air fryer recipes right now, perfect for the holidays. But if you're hungry for even more, we have a brand new collection that we launched in our app. I'll link that for you below. And just remember too, that for a limited time, buy 1 gift card, get 1 free. I feel like it's the perfect holiday treat. So be sure to scan this QR code right here if you want to learn more. Thanks for cooking with me today. I really appreciate it. I'm signing off, and I'll see you in the next video. It's gonna be a good day. It's gonna be a good day. I'm on fire. I'm on fire today. This is really important in the season. Why am I, now I'm stammering. And we've been, like I said, being, what's happening? This is like russet potatoes if you're, I was gonna say sweet potato, but just a normal potato side dish. No, okay.